All right, so we're now ready to prepare the cold water calibration. And so what I have here is this is a 1 liter plastic soda bottle that was in the fridge overnight with water. And then I put it in the freezer for about 15 minutes, and there are already ice crystals starting to form. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give this a little bit of a shake to distribute the ice crystals. And so this will be close to 0 degrees C water. It's probably closer to about 1 degree C. But anyways, yeah, I see chunks of ice floating around in it. And just like before, we have the time-lapse camera going here. We have our 4 DS1s aligned so that we can see them with the time-lapse camera. You got to make sure of that. And then the HTC2 over in the corner with the clock set. And that's how we'll figure out at what point in time we are with the experiment. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pour the water into our calibration unit right here, into our little funnel. And we'll just do like we did for the hot water. And that will be the beginning of the experiment. So I'll do this carefully. And I'll watch the water level in the riser. There we go. We have water in the riser. I'll pour a little bit more. There was an ice crystal coming out when I was doing that. Okay, so the temperature sensors should be dropping down. Oh, I see an error. I got a problem with one of them. For somehow it went to inner. This should be on outer. So make sure all of your sensors are on outer or on out. Otherwise, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be collecting the ambient temperature, not the temperature of the sensor as exposed to the cold water. So just watching it here, we're at 5.7 degrees C. There could be a little bit of, well, not a little bit, there is thermal mass. So even though we put in water at 0 degrees C, it is sometimes difficult to get it right down to 0 degrees C, because as soon as you pour it in, what happens is the thermal mass of the PVC piping system, what that will do is it will warm the water up, and so we come to a little bit of an equilibrium temperature, and we're seeing it here because we're not going below about 6.9 degrees C. And now you can see the temperature sensors are starting to rise, and that's just reflective of the fact that this is going to warm. So the system's going to warm due to natural convection, and we'll just monitor it. There is a little bit of leakage coming out of the sensors, just like we saw with the hot water, and that's why, again, I put the paper towel underneath it. And I notice I have a bit of a leak from the back of one of my elbows by the back risers. I'm going to have to put paper towel there as well. So just monitor it when you're doing this to make sure that you're not getting water all over your kitchen table. And this is going to take probably, this one might be 1.5 hours to 2 hours. But I just have the time lapse going, and so I'll analyze the data. And when I see it come to close to the room temperature, then I'll know that the experiment has concluded. Okay.